was my senior year of high school. My parents were starting to get a divorce, and there was a lot of stress in the home. I kind of felt like I couldn't help my family, so I was always the type of person, fix it type. I was an only child growing up, so I kind of felt like I had to be mom and dad's therapist for a little bit. And I think I kind of got to a breaking point, like, what about me? What about my feelings? And the one thing I couldn't help was my family in this situation. So it caused a lot of like anxiety and depression and even some like suicidal thoughts. When my parents were arguing and stuff, there was a lot of tension in the home. And like my mom couldn't like leave right away. So she was kind of like living in my bedroom while arguing with my father. The divorce and all of the stress and tension in the home. And I already was dealing with a lot of anxiety from a young age, and I kind of just grew, and I was having some issues personally with my own father, and that's never fun to be having father-daughter conflicts as well. So I was stress vomiting to the point that people in my life were like feeling like this was hitting a dangerous point. And I didn't even realize I was getting to a dangerous point until a doctor thought I had an eating disorder from just a regular physical. So that's kind of when I hit rock bottom. So I grew up in a Catholic household, so I've always like knew God, but when I like hit a teenager, and there was just one day we were doing worship and I got on my knees and I was pretty much crying to God, like, if you aren't real, then life doesn't matter. Like, I kind of was getting to that point where I was like, if you're not real, I want to die, was basically kind of how I was telling God. And he reminded me that he would never leave me nor forsake me. I felt like I heard him say that to me. So that's when I got really serious into my faith, and I started making friends that were very faith-driven and got involved. That was around the time I also got involved with the worship team for pastor, and yeah. Rather than just like, I've known God exists just because, you know, growing up in a Catholic household, that's what I was told. So like, okay, God's cool, let me go drink a juice box or something. Like, that's pretty much what you think when you're a kid. But then when I really like spoke to him and felt his presence there and like, I am really here for you in this time of need, that's when I was like, all right, maybe I gotta take this thing a little more seriously. Maybe this is a good thing. Even just praying more, getting into the Bible, attending church services, and growing in faith community, like getting involved in the worship team and getting involved in faith life and all of that. So I went on a mission trip to Puerto Rico, and when you're doing like missions, you get really focused, more honed in on like reading the Bible and like going out and spreading the gospel. So we would take moments of just prayer, and I was getting like some visions for people even. And sometimes that's happened at church where I thought I saw something and speak to someone about it. There was another youth trip thing. They were talking about speaking in tongues, and if you haven't received the gift of tongues. I saw when we were like talking about that there was going to be this African American girl, and she was going to be sobbing, and I was going to pray with her to get the gift of speaking in tongues. And surely enough, that's exactly what happened. Sometimes like I hear people at our church just like instantly, and I'm just like, can't really get there. But once I feel like that spirit is moving, I kind of just develop a little bit, and I'm just trying to learn how to develop it a little bit more. The visions thing is just more something that just randomly just comes. And Jessica is one of my friends, and she was a very extroverted person, so I never thought I'd be friends with Jessica, honestly, just because of the two different dynamics. But I kind of started just growing in getting more comfortable around people and just enjoying life and trying to learn how to grow as not only just a person, but like as an adult, rather than having like this immature past plague me, I guess. As a teenager, we're all trying to learn how to grow up, and I'm still trying to learn how to adult, I guess. But I think I'm a completely different person from when I was like 18, 19 years old till 24, you know. Then I was a little more immature and had a lot of these deep emotions that were really difficult to deal with. Like the anxiety almost felt plaguing. For when I was little, I was super shy, like very introverted, shy person. It was hard for me to like talk to people and get to know people. I wanted to make friends. I wasn't trying to be like this jerk, but I was just very shy. I've kind of gotten a little bit past that, and I don't think I'm super shy anymore. Just getting advice from Pastor and his wife and the whole family has always been there for me. Like, it's just been I'm very blessed to call this church my home church and family. It truly is a family atmosphere. And, you know, I don't really feel uncomfortable when I'm there. Everybody's so welcoming, and I just was able to be comfortable, try to be myself around people. And, you know, I learned some tips from the family of like how to be an adult, just growing in spiritually, mentally, just learning how to figure out life. I remember one time Jessica and Lely sat with me and was like, all right, I'm gonna go through your finances and help you budget. Like, I'm like, I don't know a lot of people that would just like do things like that. And it's super cool. I feel like the visions are like once in a while kind of thing. And then the tongues is like when the spirits move in at church, you just kind of, everybody's spitballing off of each other, I guess, in a way. Spirit's contagious kind of thing, but in a good way.
I love that.